Hey, what is up YouTube, this is Toad, and today I'm going to be talking about is social media bad for you? Well, yes and no. Basically, let's talk about TikTok, for example, okay? So you're on TikTok, you watch a video, that's going to release a little bit of dopamine. Every time you discover something new, your brain is designed to release a little bit of dopamine. You scroll to the next video, it's a little bit of dopamine. The next video, it's a little bit of dopamine, okay? And that's with all social media things. Same thing with Reddit, you go to a new post, it's a little bit of dopamine. You want to leave your opinion on it, that's a little bit more dopamine, okay? So Facebook is just terrible. It's constant dopamine. It's designed to be extremely addictive, and TikTok is also pretty terrible. It's also designed to be extremely addictive. YouTube is less addictive, but YouTube is still addictive, okay? So here's the thing. How do you make social media less addictive? Well, first of all, let's talk about the symptoms of social media addiction, because it is not a symptomless addiction. First thing, since you have to produce more dopamine receptors when you produce all this dopamine, okay, so you scroll on TikTok, that produces so much dopamine that your brain is going to produce more receptors for dopamine. And that means that it's going to be harder to get that same dopamine rush. You'll need more dopamine for the same amount of rush. Okay, and that means that it's going to be harder to get a rush in life. It means it's going to be harder to get a rush of joy with normal everyday behaviors like jumping onto a giant beanbag chair, doing a front flip onto a beanbag chair, rolling on a yoga ball, flipping a screwdriver like that and catching it, okay? It's going to be harder to get joy out of smaller things like that. So that's the first thing. The next thing, if you watch social media at night or at least past 6 p.m., the deal is that it's going to basically make your brain, it's going to make your brain not sleep. It turns your pineal gland off, okay? If I watch social media past 6 p.m. for like almost any amount of time, I don't dream, okay? And it's harder to sleep then. Now, it's not just the blue light. I wear blue blocks and put the Comfort Eye Shield on my phone, okay? It doesn't help. It doesn't make me, it doesn't make the social media interrupt my sleep any less, okay? So it's not just the blue light, it's the media itself. And it's because media is the meal that can't be finished. There's always something new. There's always another dopamine response that you haven't quite gotten to yet, okay? There's always an itch that's not going to leave. Kind of like a nicotine addiction, okay? Now, the next thing is it changes your behavior. I've noticed in myself and in other people, when you get on social media for the first time in the day, okay? So you start your social media consumption for the rest of the day. You get on it, and immediately you get perkier. It changes your brainwave state. It makes your brainwave state like really higher. Okay, it makes the brain waves faster. Okay, so people get perkier. They get more alert. But also, it's almost like a fight or flight response, because everything turns into small talk. Everything turns into something that doesn't really matter. Like, everything turns into, yep, we gotta do this later. That's the way it is. Gotta, it's always something like that. It changes your perception of what matters and what doesn't, okay? It makes your thoughts so much more shallow. So when you get on any sort of media for the first time in the day, it drops your ability to have thoughts in your head, okay? So the next thing is that it is an addiction. Nothing that is an addiction to where you feel like you're missing something if you don't have it is good. No addiction is good. So that's another obvious thing. The next thing is that social media, when you consume it on an everyday basis for more than a half an hour of social media time a day, it drowns out your own truth in your mind, okay? So it'll make you think that your body has to look a certain way. It'll make you think that you have to think a certain thing. It'll make you think that you'll be better if you have a certain speech pattern or something, okay? It changes your behavior, all right? It changes what you perceive as being normal, all right? And it's really kind of a terrifying thing that a simple app on a phone can change someone's behavior. It almost zombifies people, okay? So, yeah. So let's talk about how to make social media less toxic, because social media is one of the most powerful things in the world. It's one of the most useful learning tools ever. It makes knowledge so much more accessible. In fact, it makes 100 times more accessible. It's an amazing thing. Social media is a good thing. It's just not good the way most people use social media, okay? So let's talk about it. First of all, this is my recommendation. You don't have to do anything I'm saying. I wouldn't consume any more than 30 minutes of social media daily, okay? The next thing is that stay away from news, stay away from politics, and stay away from religious stuff. Religious stuff includes atheistic stuff because conviction of anything is religious behavior, having any sort of conviction. The only thing that's not religion is to not have any conviction, just to believe whatever makes sense to you at the time, whenever, okay? And the next thing is to not consume any social media after 6 p.m., okay? Doesn't matter when you go to bed, just don't have any social media after 6 p.m., all right? And let's see, what's the next thing? I would stay away from Facebook entirely. TikTok, it's probably fine to watch 10 or 15 TikToks and then get off of it. And then, let's see, YouTube, probably like one 15-minute video, or like no more than 15 minutes of YouTube is normally great, unless it's like one video that's long at a single subject. One of the primary things about social media is that you watch so many different subjects, and it kind of scatters your brain. Like you're watching this person talking about this thing, then this person talking about this thing, then this person talking about this thing, all different things and different people, and it scatters your brain about, okay? So there's nothing for your subconscious to focus on. It's just word salad that your subconscious has in there, and it causes monkey brain, it causes confusion, it causes non-focus, okay? So when you focus on a single thing, that's much better. So here's an example. Instead of scrolling, trying to find whatever it is you're looking for, tap the search bar, okay? And type in whatever it is that you want to find out. If you want to find out, you know, the meaning of this mudra or that mantra or this mantra, or you want to figure out what the LBRP is or whatever. It doesn't matter. Basically, just get what you're looking for, okay? Now, that's just additional stuff past the like 15 minutes of normal YouTube time where you're scrolling and looking at entertaining stuff. So basically, 30 to 45 minutes of social media a day is plenty of social media for one day. And yeah, it can be harmful. Social media is definitely addictive. It's designed to be addictive so that you stay on it and the app developers make more money. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. Leave a like, subscribe, comment, and share. Goodbye.